Welcome. This is a presentation from DIY Marketing, where we say, yes, you can. Now, roll up your shirt sleeves and get out your elbow grease. You're going to learn how to become a dynamic DIY marketer.
Hello, this is Lauren Darr. I am coming to you today from DIYmarketing.tv, and I'm here to talk about your advertising reps and how they can be some of your best advocates for your business. Now, I know some people think I do not want to have another call from another sales rep because it drives me crazy trying to manage all of these phone calls. But I'm here to make an argument for cultivating that relationship and having you come to a realization that those advertising reps that, quite honestly, maybe you've been avoiding their phone calls or their emails and those kinds of things. We know we've all done it. When someone calls us for a sales call, it's just one of those things. It's the typical part of human nature to do that. But I want you to cultivate that relationship instead. I would like for you to pick up the phone, especially if they're calling you, and start a dialogue and start to have a conversation with those folks that are your advertising reps. Why would I want you to do that? Because these are the people that, quite frankly, are calling so many other people like you, and they are having those conversations. So they have a pretty wide swath of perspective on what is going on in the marketplace. Now, this is especially true if you are in a B2B or business-to-business type industry. These people can be a tremendous resource when it comes to your advertising and marketing and understanding the industry or your market overall. They can also sometimes come up with some pretty creative advertising ideas because on a daily basis they're having to do new and different and innovative things for so many other clients. There are a lot of benefits to cultivating your relationship with your advertising reps, from whatever it may be, whether it's a local television station or radio station, or if it's more traditional print media, magazine or newspaper advertising reps. Like I said, they keep a pulse on the industry, and they are folks that are expected to understand marketing strategy. If they didn't understand marketing strategy, frankly, how could they sell to you? So this can be used to your advantage and work in your best interest. And quite frankly, if they know and understand you better, a lot of the times they may be able to have conversations with their editorial team about the products and the services that you're offering. Now, this is not necessarily so much true in a consumer-oriented environment as much as it is with business-to-business publications. It's a little bit different. And quite frankly, internationally, especially in Europe, there is more of a I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine kind of attitude. So it really does depend on the type of publication or type of media and where it's located and how things are set up there and what is typical in their environment. You know, in the United States, we tend to have this separation of church and state between editorial and advertising. So it really depends on your market whether that's true or not, because there sincerely is no guarantee that they would get you editorial coverage, but they at least may be helping to generate some awareness, which helps you with your PR efforts. Now, they can also develop better advertising and possibly sponsorship packages for you based on the fact that they have more of a relationship, a better understanding of your products and your services, and a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to achieve with your marketing objectives. So now that I've given you some background on why you should be having those relationships with your advertising reps, let's talk about how you can cultivate those relationships. Well, there is no replacement for that personal human touch and contact. So especially if your advertising reps are local and centric to you. I would encourage you to ask them out for coffee. Go have lunch. Go have dinner. It doesn't need to be all about business during the conversation. This is about cultivating a relationship. So talk about your industry overall, and understand their perspective and where they're coming from so that it's more of a yin and yang relationship. I like to use that more than give and take. And also, whenever you're going to a trade show or conference, make sure you set up important appointments with these people. Make sure, though, that any of your efforts are truly sincere. It's way too obvious when someone is trying to establish a relationship with you based on feeling like they're just going to get something out of it. So it really does have to be a mutually beneficial relationship and situation. One thing you can do immediately is to start answering their phone calls and replying to their emails. Do this in a timely manner. Even if they're making an offer to you, and even if the answer has to be no based on your budget, there's always a sincere and effective no that you can respond with that continues to help you enhance that relationship. And make sure that you have focus when you're talking. Don't be distracted by other things. That also comes off as insincere and makes it obvious that maybe there's not an attentiveness to the conversation. So I'm Lauren Darr, and I hope I've made a good argument for why you should be cultivating your relationships with your advertising reps instead of running away from those phone calls like your hair's been set on fire. And I hope you get out there and you cultivate those relationships because they can be very beneficial for you and your company.
This has been a presentation of DIY Marketing. Thank you for joining us. Now get out there and market because, oh yes, you most certainly can.